So today we'll be talking about the environmental stressors. Okay, there are certain stressors which they cause stress to the individual because they are from outside. Okay, they are they are the factor which are outside the uh, organization or outside the areas which play a definite role in the stress life of a person, and they could be the type of environment that the person lives in. Okay, that they lives in, and these are the civic amenities there, the type of place you are living in. For example, if you are living in a place which is not hygienic, for example, some people they move to another city. Okay, for example, you have come from some very beautiful town and now you have moved on to live in Mumbai because of employment. But since you did not get any boarding and you have managed to get a room somewhere in a small localities, but it is very unhygienic, it's not neat because you are not used to such type of living, so it is also a stress on you. So this is called a civic amenity. So let me go to the next slide. This the number one is civic amenities. Poor civic amenities in the area in which you live, it can also be a cause of stress to the person. Now suppose there is not proper drainage, there is no proper supply of water, there is sometime you are there is electricity outage in that area most of the time, or if your place of living is such that it is just near the road and there is lot of traffic noise all the time, so we don't even come to know. But for a new person, when he starts coming and living there, it is a because he's not getting proper sleep because of that noise, or he's not able to focus, then these are also environmental, they can be counted in the environmental stresses. Air pollution. Air pollution is also sometimes stress because some people are asthmatic, right? When they live in a new area where there's lot of one second, let me take the pen. Civic amenities में air pollution. When you lived your life in a place where the air was very clean and fresh, and now you are moved to some city where there is lot of pollution, so your body will not respond properly. You may get cold, you may get allergic reactions, you may get asthma. So all these, they cause stress in your body. Okay, sometime lack of transport facility in that area. So civic amenities may all those things which are outside, maybe your house where you're living, when you just step out of the house, there is a puddle there, and when you move out from that puddle, your dress gets spoiled, and when you leave the when you reach the office, you are totally in a mess. So that is also a stress, because you want to present yourself in a very nice manner in your office, but because you have to leave your house and there is a very ganda sa puddle, okay, and you have to cross that, and there is a taxi which comes and it splashes water on your nice, neat and clean ironed trousers. So these are also stress. They may look very small, but if they are continuous, they causes stress, right? Sometimes seasons are also stress. People, they get stressed during monsoon season. Some people, they get stressed during winter season. Sometimes some people are not interested in summer season because they sweat a lot and they can't stand heat. So these are also stress. Let's move on to the next one, is the caste and religion conflicts. Now this is also very important. You know why? because employees, if they are living in areas which are subject to caste and religion conflict, they will also undergo that stress. For example, if uh, if you are a Hindu who is living in a Muslim society, or if you are a Muslim living in a Hindu society, though there may be lot of bhaichara, but you will be under stress because there are so many things that are happening around the world. You are also looking at the news, they are also looking at the news that this at that place, there had been Hindu Muslim clashes, and here a Muslim boy had killed a man, or a Hindu man has killed a Muslim person. So there is a stress which you will be not able to speak up, but it will be there deep inside your mind. Though you, wherever you are living, you may be living very peacefully and there is no hint, but because of all these outside things, that news and other things, that there is a small spark. If you will speak something, or if they get annoyed, they may kill you. Or if if you are living in a Hindu majority society and there is one Muslim boy living in that society, you can imagine the amount of stress that he may be going through. Okay, though you are not a person who is always in favor of those clashes, Hindu Muslim clashes, or these things are very important. They seem very small, but they are cause of stress. Okay, religion stress, caste stress, that is also important. Sometimes some people who belong to lower caste, they always feel inferior, and if they have to go to some place, they don't want to talk about their caste, because they feel that if they will talk, people will not welcome them in their society, in their community, or in that area. So that is also one of the cause. Now next is technological changes. How's that? Sometimes, for example, I'll give you the example of pandemic only. Now, just when the pandemic broke in the year 2020, and all the schools and colleges were they were supposed to teaching online. So there were so many teachers who went through a lot of stress because they were not used to computers, they were not so technological savvy, and suddenly they had to learn so many things. Some were very good at fast learner, some of them were not. So they all went through a lot of stress. So that is called technological changes, technological stress. This is an example. So in an organization also, when something new comes, and you are not able to catch up with that technology, so you will undergo a stress. I'll tell you one example. Around 7 or 8 years back, when I was teaching in Tata Hospital, so there was a whiteboard, smart whiteboard that came. Smart whiteboard means on that you just have to touch, and by touching, you get that menu on the left hand side. You have to just then again go to that menu, touch the things, and then you can write, you can play videos on that. Though now it is a piece of cake for me and other teachers as well, but in the beginning it was taken as a big thing. Only few teachers were able to grasp it, and others used to feel dreaded when they had to do the presentation on that smart board. So that was a technological change. And if you feel oh, I'm not able to cope up with this new technology, you feel you're lagging behind. And the person who is actually not a good teacher, but he's able to take up all these new technology, feels so proud. So that is one of the type of a technological change that can take person through a lot of stress, right? Teachers or other people, corporate people, they start fearing that they may lose the job, right? In case they are not able to come up to the expectation of this technological change. Okay? Now, next point is fear of uncertainty. What does that mean? That means when you regularly hear about that the companies are throwing people out. Okay, this is one of the example. Companies are throwing people out because of the lockdown. They don't want to keep so many people, so you are in a stress. You are uncertain about whether they will throw you out or whether they will not. So you are uncertain, so you have a stress in your mind. Okay, now you also know that you know you have bought a home, okay, on EMI. This is I'm just giving an example of fear of uncertainty. Now you are bought a home on EMI, easy monthly installments, but you are not sure of your job, how long it is going to last. Okay, or you are not sure of the business. During the pandemic, all the businesses, they all came to standstill, isn't it? So how are you going to pay the installments? So you are uncertain, you are stressed out because you have no business, no money is not coming in. So that type of stress is called it arises due to fear of uncertainty. Now let's move on to the next topic. Now there are certain types of group stressors. Okay, one second. No, I don't have. I'll write it here only. Now, what do you mean by group stressors? One second. Group stressors means now sometime you are in a group but there is no cohesiveness. That means they differ widely in the degree of cohesiveness. It refers to the ability of a group to remain together. Though you are in a group but there is no togetherness, you feel you are out of place. Okay, when there is lack of group cohesiveness, you are having a group stressor. Cohesiveness means you feel part of the group, but here there is lack of that. Okay, now cohesiveness basically helps you to develop the team spirit, but there are certain members in the group who are taking all the works on themselves and they are keeping you out of it. Okay, so that means there is a lack of group cohesiveness. So I'm going to point out number one as lack of group cohesiveness. Okay, number two is, you understood this? That means there is no together, you don't feel part of the group, you have been thrown out. Sometimes it can be intentional, sometimes it is because of your inferiority complex that you don't feel comfortable in the group. Okay, sometimes it is intentional from the other members of the group that they don't want to discuss everything with you and they want to keep it like as you are not part of the group. So they give you a cold shoulder whenever you are entering that group. Okay, now sometimes there is lack of support, social support in the group. You must have seen employees, they get affected by by the support of one or member of a group. So for example, even if they are not working on something, they are just sharing their stories, they are sharing their joys, their problems with other members, they feel very happy. Okay, but some of the members, they are not heard properly. So that means again, it is not about the matter of work, it is about the other things. Sharing the tiffins with with only few of them, not with everybody. even if you are a part of a group. So for example, somebody has gone abroad and has brought chocolate for everybody, but they have shared with only few. So there is a lack. You will feel out of the place, and uh, you'll not be then able to share your things with them. So there is lack of social support with them. Okay, now moving ahead, number 3 point is interpersonal or intergroup conflict. Sometime in a group there is always a conflict between uh, interpersonal or intergroup. Intergroup means between two groups. Okay, now for example, there is group A and there is group B. Now I have given, for example, I have given a project. Now group A and group they want to get the better marks. Both of them, they want to outshine in that project. So what they will be doing, there will be a competition, but sometimes it may go unhealthy also, and there is a conflict between both of them. They may start putting the other group down. So in that matter, they may try to see, sometime it may happen, they may try to steal, they may try to bully them, or sometimes they may try to rag them. So these are the various types of conflicts that can happen between two groups. ये तो था inter ना, these two were number 1 and number 2, they were between a group, that means intra. Now this is I'm talking about between two groups, not B group के अंदर वाले में के बीच में बात नहीं कर रही हूँ, between B and A. Okay, now intergroup also means, interpersonal means because this can happen because of any reason, and that can happen within a group also. It could be your attitude, your values, your belief system. Okay, so this can bring a certain amount of stress to the individuals who are involved in the group. So this can be even intra or inter. Okay, now number 4th point here is your workplace atmosphere. Now it can also affect it is also a group stressor. Why? Because it's a very serious situation. In case your workplace is not a peaceful place, sometime in the workplace also there is violence that that gets creep in. So what does that mean? Basically, the person who get violent attacks and the person who attacks the person, both of them, they are cause of stress to other people, because people get scared of the other person who is more strong, and the person who gets beating or who's being attacked violently is also a cause of stress to others, because they are having the feeling that they can be the next target of that person, isn't it? You may not feel secured there. You may see it as a threat, because today he has been violently attacked, so tomorrow it can be your turn. So it causes stress in your mind. You will not feel safe in that environment. You will definitely would like to have a peaceful atmosphere where you're working, so that because there are other stresses also. How many stresses you can take? So these things can be avoided, and these things can be taken care. Okay, if the leadership is good, if the people around in a group or people, they complain, they talk about it. If there is something wrong, you should talk about it, not let it pile in your mind. If you find something very unusual, report it to the people immediately, because it can become after some time it may become too much for anybody to handle. Anything that is bad, that is getting crept in the group or in the area, it should be nipped in the bud. कहते हैं ना, bad habits or bad people should be nipped in the bud right from the beginning so that they don't become more powerful and show their things. Okay, now there is one diagram which I have put here. Basically it is showing you the underload and the overload continuum. Now, as I said, stress is always not bad. See, the optimal number of stress is the one which will give you the highest performance, right? You can see the highest performance is the optimal stress. Now if the stress is very less, there is always low performance. If the stress is too much also, then also performance is dropped down, right? This is the chart for performance. Now underload mein what happens? When you have very less work, you will be bored, you will not have motivation, you will be start absenting yourself from the world, you will become apathetic. Now optimal stress is the, इसको बाद में करते हैं. Now अगर बहुत ज़्यादा काम है, you will have sleepless night, you will get irritated, you will have lot of errors in your work, you will not be able to decide properly. Now if the stress is optimal, that is for highest performance, this is also sometimes called the neutral stress. Then you are highly motivated, during exam times, during interviews, you prepare, you are making yourself a better version of yourself, and sometime a project comes and you do it very well. You have got a lot of energy because you have, if you perform very well in this thing, you may stand a chance of getting a promotion. You are calm, you have a sharp perception. Some people, they work best during the optimal stress, and not most, in fact all. Okay, so you have to find which is your optimal stress level. At least once in a day, you should reach this stress level so that your body gets used to and you are able to perform. So for that, what you can do, even physical also, mental also. So try to go through this optimal stress at least once a day, because and both ways, physically and mentally. For example, physically, what I'm suggesting is, like for example, you have to catch a train and the train is at around 7:30. Okay, now when you leave your house, it is around 7 o'clock and you reach the platform at 7:30 or 7:25. Okay, try to make it that you leave the house at 7:10, but still you have to manage to reach this place so that you don't miss the train which comes at 7:30. Okay, so what happens? On the day when you left at 7:10, you may reach the platform at 7:28. You went through some sort of mental stress. You may miss the train, and lot of physical stress because you started walking. So this is called, this is very healthy type of stress, where you are making your body work, going through some stress, and you are also little bit disturbed because you may not be in a position to catch the train. Okay, second example, that optimal stress that you can tell yourself to go through is, always, if the teacher, if the professor or anybody asks you something to do, always catch that opportunity to present. Okay, catch that, always catch that. Why? Now you will start working on it, you will start talking about it, because you have to give that thing tomorrow. For example, if I say, I want you to take up the lecture of next topic, group stressor or environmental stressor. So the person who catches this opportunity, okay ma'am, I will do this. So what he has done, he will be putting himself through some stress. And now that stress is going to polish is what? Skills, no? He will be not sitting idle like other students. Out of 50 or 60 students, he will be the person who will be working. The rest 59 students will be, he will be the one who will be working on. So that means he is put himself in a optimal stress. So definitely when that person is always seeking an opportunity to go through some stress, small stress, that person is basically, what is he doing? He is polishing his skill all the time. Every day he is grinding his axe. There is a phrase called keep grinding your axe every day. Keep grinding your axe every day. You never know when you, axe क्या होता है मालूम है ना? कुल्हाड़ी जो ऐसे करके नहीं होती है, ऐसे इसको शार्प करते रहो एवरी डे इसको कीप ऑन sharpening it every day, because you never know when you may need it. So those people who have lost this opportunity, कि मैं हमें क्या करना करके, what will we gain? Teacher is not going to give us marks based on this. They will be losers because they are not grinding their axe every day. The person who took this opportunity, you may call that, अरे उसको तो ना टीचर्स के गुड बुक में रहना, that is why he is doing it. No, it is not that. That person knows that he will go through some stress, but he is going to gain lot of things. He is going to learn so much, and he will get the confidence of presenting it in front of the other students. So this was it, and I think, what's the time?